Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? What's happening, everybody? It is January 6th, 2025. Welcome to the new year, y'all. It is Mo Sports TV. It's your boy CMo Sports, and I'm with my guy Matt Chi.
Yes, sir.
And we're here once again. We got a lot to talk about, as usual, per usual. But we have this is a special episode today. One of our former podcasters and content creators and one of our good friends, Andrew Brucato, aka Andy B, passed at the young age of 21.
22.
22?
22 years old, man.
Okay.
Horrible. Just horrible stuff. I mean, I can go all the way back to the day that, I first met Andy in school. Of course, Andy was bridged to Mo Sports through, our relationship made at broadcasting school. And out of everybody that was, among our class, me and Andy had the best connection. And not only that, but he was motivated, he was determined, and he was young, man. At the time, he was fresh out of high school, and he was just chasing his dream. He wanted to do sports commentary. I wanted to do sports commentary, and we butted heads and wanted to figure out a way that we could jump on the scene. It started with Moneyline Madness, and, it spread. He came here multiple times for Mo Sports TV. We were live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I mean, we had 100-plus episodes of Moneyline Madness at one point.
Yeah.
The three of us just running up sports bets, and it's heartbreaking, man, to lose somebody that, is that good of a person. His family doesn't deserve that. Andy doesn't deserve that, and it sucks, but... Kyle Kerms said it best yesterday when they went live. Andy would want the show to go on. He would want us to be up here doing our thing, talking ball. And so, like CMo said at the beginning, this goes out to him. This goes out to his family. We are sending our condolences, our thoughts, our prayers are with all you guys. And, we're thinking of you, Andy, and we'll never forget you, bro.
We'll never forget you, Andy. Our deepest condolences to the Brucato family. It hurts, and, this death really hit us hard over this past weekend. And like Matt said, he wants us to keep going strong, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Moneyline Madness is right there for a reason. We're gonna keep it up there.
Yep.
We're gonna keep that thing up there in remembrance to Andy for the rest of Mo Sports history until the day we die.
Yep.
Understand what I'm saying? So shout out to Andy. I love you, man. Love you, dog.
And he got to see the Celtics get a nice championship.
He did.
He got to see the C's win it. The Mets get Juan Soto. He was so excited heading
He'll be
into
there in
this year.
spirit with us for the Mets
For
this
sure.
season, man.
Honestly, y'all got that magic now. No lie. Like
yeah,
the
we
Mets
got the Andy
it.
magic for
Yep.
sure.
So
Yeah.
getting to it, man. He was the college football guy, and let's talk about the top three. We may as well kick it off with all of the college football hype that's been going on.
Yeah.
The Shadur Sanders hype, the Travis Hunter hype.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, our Giants are going to be sitting, wondering what we're going to do with one of these picks. And we don't have to go too in depth, but I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on the Giants as the season closes, how they approached the end of the season, and what could the plan even be? Because you had mentioned something to me at the beginning of the show before we went live, and who knows if that's in the cards? You don't know with this New York Giants football team.
I have no fucking clue what the Giants are going to do, Matt. This is the first time where I'm literally just clueless. I just don't know what's going on anymore. I tried to be optimistic for so long with the Giants. I've tried to defend Daniel Jones. I've tried to defend Joe Shane. I've tried to defend Dable. I've never tried to defend Mara. But fuck him. But I will say this. It starts with Mara. And the problem is the head of the monster, and that's Mara. Yep. He had an interview today, and the reporter asked, why did you guys win in Indy and then pretty much give up against Philly?
Right. And
what's going on here? He's like, I'll never tank over my dead body. As long as I'm on this side of the grass, the Giants will never tank. And I would have fired everybody if I would have had that feeling that we tanked any of those two games. Well, guess what, bro? I've seen multiple teams tank, and it was the best thing they could have done in that situation. a.k.a.
future.
the Washington Commanders and the New England Patriots last year. The Giants wanted to fucking get a moral victory against the Philadelphia Eagles last year in a meaningless fucking game for the Giants.
Nasty.
If we would have lost the game, we would have had Jaden fucking Daniels.
Right.
Or Drake May.
Two franchise-changing quarterbacks.
If we would have lost to Indy, we would have the #1 pick right now.
Yep.
Why do we shoot ourselves in the foot over moral victories,
Pride. They're prideful.
over locker room wins?
No.
Fuck that shit, man.
No.
We are 3-14. This is the worst Giants team
Ever.
in franchise history. On our 100th motherfucking season at that.
Oh, that's disgusting.
On our 100th motherfucking season at that. Our worst season. And you're trying to tell me we're not going to tank as long as you're on the right side of the green grass? Get the fuck out of here, Mara. You need to sell the fucking team. But I know you're not going to. So let's just figure out what are we going to do from here. So we have the 3rd pick. And obviously there's 3 prominent players in this draft that are on a tier than everybody else. 1, Cam Ward. 2, Shedeur Sanders. And 3, Travis Hunter, right? The Giants have a guarantee at one of these 3 players. Thank God. New England was very incompetent last week in beating who they beat. I don't even remember who they beat, but they won, and it bumped us back into at least the 3rd pick. The problem is the Titans need a quarterback, and the Browns need a quarterback. The Titans reportedly love Cam Ward, so I honestly think Cam Ward is going 1. I think Cam Ward's going to go #1. Now, the interesting situation is going to be the Browns at #2, right? Because there's multiple situations of things that could happen at that #2 pick. One of the options is the Browns say, fuck it, we're taking Shedeur Sanders. I don't care what Dion says. I don't care about nothing. We're taking Shedeur, right? The #2 option could be Dion forcing the Browns to stay away from Shedeur Sanders, and the Browns trade out, or they take Travis Hunter, or 3. Oh no, that's actually the 3rd option. They trade out, and the Giants take Shedeur at #3. So there's so many options with the Browns. I think honestly the Browns. I think the Browns take Shedeur and they don't give a fuck what Dion or anybody else has to say. They're going to take who they need, because at the end of the day, yes, Deshaun Watson reworked his contract, but they just reported today that his Achilles had a setback and that he will not be back next year at all, I don't think.
Realistically, when you're sitting here talking about Deshaun Watson, it's not as if he's somebody anybody's holding on to in Cleveland. Like, the fans were booing when he tore his Achilles. Actively like booing him off. No cheers for like, oh, we support you. Like, it was like, no, we don't like you as our franchise quarterback. And honestly, the team was more fun with Jameis Winston.
It was more fun with Jameis Winston.
Everybody had fun with Jameis.
They did. They lost, but they had fun at least.
Right. The vibes were high. I don't know. I mean,
so what did the Browns do, Matt? Are they going to take Shedeur, or are they going to fucking take Hunter, or are they going to trade back?
Drafting Travis Hunter almost feels like them picking Jabril Peppers again. Does that make sense?
I guess, but like Jabril Peppers was a 2-way player like Travis, but he wasn't as impactful as Travis.
Right, not nearly.
He's not even close to the player Travis Hunter is.
Something about me is just like, I've seen this before. I don't necessarily know what the Browns like. The problem with Cleveland is that they always look good on paper, and then
they look great on paper. Actually,
it gets to the season, and you lose Nick Chubb to something. You lose a wide receiver to something. I mean, Amari Cooper, like. We're not talking about just a slouch here that you passed up and moved on from. Like, Amari Cooper is a very high-skill wide receiver that on any good team, you know, that's why he went to a contender, right? Yeah. I don't know, man. That's
a big question mark, bro.
Another team with, like, no direction, right? Like, you don't know what their next season even could mean.
Let's name off teams with 0 direction right now. 1, the Browns.
Yeah.
2, the Jets. 3, the Giants.
The Jaguars, I would say.
Jags have no fucking direction.
Just fired Dougie P.
They did?
Yep.
Wow. And he's honestly a great coach.
Super Bowl winning coach.
He's a great coach. Honestly, the Patriots are lost too, bro.
Yeah.
How do you fire Gerard Mayo after 1 year? What happened?
In a season where you
What happened?
found
And
your
I hate
quarterback.
I'm never the type to pull the racial card, right? But I feel like these black head coaches are on a such shorter leash than the white head coaches because of the Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule are forcing these teams into hiring black coaches that they don't necessarily want, but they have to meet the DEI requirements.
Right.
And then they're like, all right, we got what we needed to do out of the way. Now we're good for another 10 years. Let's fucking get rid of them. Type shit. And they're going to bring in fucking Vrabel.
You think Vrabel was a Pat, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Patriots actual.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
won,
yeah,
what,
yeah.
2 Super Bowls with them?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he went crazy as the Titans head coach, mind you.
Right.
He did numbers with the Titans.
Brought them to the playoffs with Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. He did great with them.
Yeah.
I could see the New England Patriots taking Vrabel. And then whoever they take at the number 4 spot, I don't know who they're going to take. Maybe Abdul Carter. Maybe the guy from Michigan.
Right. No, the thing is, this draft is very top heavy, right? Like you don't look past the first 5, and there's no household names there. I mean, maybe you got Genty, right? Like
I was thinking about maybe a Genty for New England
it's just
would
a
be
reach.
cool.
Well,
That is a big reach. Though. It is a reach.
You know, New England's going Scatabo over. Genty. Come on, if we're taking that
and that
route.
further indicts New England.
Right.
They already have a bad rep of racism.
Right.
And you're gonna fire the black coach on the first after the first season is crazy work to me. I'm sorry.
Real locker room presence in Cam Scatabo. No, that would be hysterical.
Cam Scatabo is tough, though.
He is tough.
He is tough.
He had a good game.
He did.
But all right. What do you want to talk about? These wild card games? Because we got
No. We gotta talk about our guy Kai Cenat.
Oh, right.
Shout out to Kai Cenat for reposting. Actually, he did a live reaction on one of Matt's Mo Sports posts about him.
Yeah.
Which was pretty much an AI picture of
Him on
Tyreek Hill's body,
Right.
saying when I put USD on US currency on Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. When I put money on Tyreek Hill, he turns into Kai Cenat. Whether that's Kai's fault or Tyreek Hill's fault, that's up to you to decide. Kai let us know that he is good at football. We haven't seen it, though. So, listen, the offer is on the table, Kai. If you want to come and do some one-on-one runs against the Mo Sports crew, we're here.
What's up, Kai? You said, what do you mean? I suck at football? That's actually what we're saying.
Right.
That's actually what I'm saying.
Never seen you on the gridiron.
Never seen you ever on the football field. I've seen Speed on the football field. I've never seen you I've seen Duke Dennis on the football field. I've never seen you on the football field, though, my friend.
Right.
I've seen you on the basketball court against kids.
Right.
Or in a celebrity game, but I've never seen you on the football field, bro. I challenge you myself, 1v1. DB, you could be the corner or the wide receiver. I'll let you take either or, best out of 10 reps. Or we could do a 40-yard dash.
Somebody's leaving without an ACL.
Somebody's, yeah. That's up to you, though, Kai. I do appreciate you, though.
Yeah,
I definitely appreciate you, and it's mad love. New York, New Jersey vibes. I fuck with it heavy. But hey, let's make some more content, bro. AMP versus Mo Sports Combine.
Right.
Woo! That would do numbers.
Right.
That would do actual numbers. AMP versus Mo Sports Combine would do numbers, my nigga.
Right.
Let's see that.
Fuck
I want to see that.
Mr. Beast is doing with the Squid Games. Let's do a combine with our communities.
Come on, man. That would run numbers up, bro.
It would.
That would run actual numbers up, bro.
Families.
And you're bringing us up, and that should be lit, bro. That should be lit, bro.
That would be tight. But we appreciate the.
And Speed, you can get this work in a race too. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how fast you are. I'm fast too, motherfucker. Let's get it. But damn, that actually shows how big the Mo Sports Facebook group is. A lot of people talk shit on the Mo Sports Facebook group. A lot of people talk shit about Mo Sports in general.
A lot of shit.
Locally.
Right.
What a lot of hate locally for Mo Sports, which is a sad thing because we ain't never seen anybody locally make it to this high of a stage.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anybody from Toms River, from Ocean County or Monmouth County be on a Kai Cenat stream?
No.
Or even a Mr. Beast or even
I can't lie, like
or anything of this nature ever?
What hit different was that it was like my post, right? Like if it was
Yeah,
somebody else's
absolutely.
post in our group, that's one thing, but like
Yeah.
it was one of us. You know
Right.
what I mean?
It was
Like if
somebody
it was
on
me,
the
if it was
actual
you,
team.
If it was Leonard, like if it was Imaine or Ed, like, you know, that would have been like, that's awesome. So for us to be one of the guys to get that.
It's one of us. It's somebody on the Mo Sports
it's
team.
also like, this is why we encourage people to partake, because it also can be you, right?
Exactly.
Like if my post reached Kai, who knows who's seen our other posts? I mean, that's not even close to our most viral, you know.
Not even
post in there,
close.
bro. Not even a quarter of the way there. I mean, that Travis Kelce one went nuclear last season, and now, I mean, we're getting bangers every other day. So it's just like, look, bro.
Something goes viral at least once a day out of the group. And that's why we encourage the people that are in the Mo Sports community to keep posting, keep talking shit.
Right.
And like, damn,
We here.
we are absolutely out here. And you know, you can hate how we do shit.
Yep.
You can talk mad shit on the podcast. You can do whatever you want.
You can hate John Pena and the Dallas Cowboys. You know, we're still winning.
But guess what? Even you can block us everywhere. You can do anything in your power to run away from what we're doing. But you will always, always, always see us on your timeline, no matter what.
It's a fact.
No matter what. No matter what.
It's a fact.
But let's move on.
Yeah. Warm me up on, let's talk Packers-Eagles.
Packers-Eagles. All right. So we got, what, the number 3 seed? Jalen Hurts is still under concussion protocol. Saquon, and they did a week of rest. And honestly, that could be a bad thing for Philly. Let's just call it for like I see it. Usually when teams take a rest in the last week, they come back pretty rusty compared to the team that was playing hard the whole year. And I have a perfect example from what happened last year. The Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys last year.
Slaying.
Jordan Love, I'm pretty sure Cowboys rested their players the last week.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive.
They did. They rested everybody.
They rested everybody last year. The Packers had something to play for, and they kept on playing. The Packers came in and whooped that ass in Jerryland. And I haven't seen the same Cowboys team since.
Right.
They put that whole fucking franchise in the dirt, bro.
Shit scares.
So, like, am I saying the Eagles are last year's Cowboys? I'm not saying that because the Eagles are a way better team than that Cowboys team was last year. I'm not going to sit up here in front and be a hater. This team is very good. But let's see y'all go battle against the NFC North. Let's see it.
No, this
If you guys are really this good that you guys claim, you should be able to handle the Packers this weekend.
right.
You should, with ease.
The thing is,
10+ points.
with the Eagles. It's expected that you're going to win this game. So all the pressure is on them, in my opinion. Like all of it is on Philly. I know I feel like a little bit is on Green Bay, but most of it is on Philadelphia.
Green Bay has nothing to lose. They're playing with house money. They
That's
don't
what
give
I'm
a
saying.
fuck. They're young. They don't care.
Just lost Christian Watson too. That sucks.
I still think they're fine. They
Right.
still have Dobbs. They still have Jaden Reed is a
Jaden Reed,
beast.
Yeah.
Like
Jordan
Josh
Love
Jacobs is him.
Josh Jacobs is absurd, and Jordan Love makes a great receiver out of pretty much anybody he's playing with. So
Right.
I can't hate on him.
Watson was actually, I feel like, a small part of their offense.
Oh, definitely. He had that little run. You know, that might have been actually at the end of Rodgers, right? Where he had that.
He was going crazy with Rodgers. I don't think
Right.
he ever went crazy with Watson.
Right.
I mean,
not
with,
to that
Love.
extent. Right.
So, I mean, I don't know what the spread is.
-4.5 Philly.
That's honestly a fair spread. Yeah, go get the charger, brother. Honestly, I think that the Packers can absolutely cover this game. I do think the Eagles win, though. I do think the Eagles win, and I honestly think they honestly, even though the Packers could cover, I think the Eagles cover. I think the Eagles should win this pretty easily if they are as good as they claim they are. All right, and as good as I think they are, they should beat the Packers. Now, the Vikings and the Lions, that's going to be two different ball games and two different stories. Or the Commanders, I don't know who they would play next, but that's going to be a whole different ball game in itself as well. But with the keys to the game, obviously, Saquon has to get over 100. I think that's a given, though. But, like, if I'm the Packers, you got to load the box up. You got to put 8 in the box. You got to make Jalen Hurts throw the ball. And, you know, a lot of Eagles fans say, well, Pittsburgh tried to do that, and it didn't work out. That's fine because that was Pittsburgh. But this is what's going to happen.
And let's not act like Pittsburgh every single year doesn't put on this facade of being like they're a contender.
They're not as good
like,
as advertised.
Never. And
they're
honestly, I don't mean to like stray away, but we might have to have a conversation about Mike Tomlin sooner than later. Listen, I know.
Whoa, I don't know about that.
Is he one of the only coaches to be as like monumentally historic as he is and have zero coaching tree to his name?
Well, the coaching tree is a good point to raise, but
it's just
another point you got to raise is that
it might also be
he's never missed the playoffs.
Right. No,
he's never missed the playoffs in his whole fucking head coaching career. That in itself is first ballot Hall of Fame, in my opinion. But he's given Russell Wilson some swag back.
Right.
I listen. That Pittsburgh team shouldn't be where they are right now.
You want to talk about them?
Yeah.
All right. Steelers at Ravens.
Well, what's your final score for Philly Green Bay? What do you think Philly covers or not?
I think it's 23-30 Green Bay.
Okay. All right. I think that same exact score, but Philly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe it's the hater in me. I don't know.
Look, I let the hate go this year. They're talking mad shit. I don't give a fuck, bro. I think the Eagles are good, and y'all should win, and y'all better not lose.
Right.
That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah, y'all should win, and y'all better not fucking lose. Because if y'all lose, y'all gonna hear it from me, from Matt, Eddie, and everybody else on the motherfucking Mo Sports team.
Leonard
I
might
promise
have to leave
you.
the chat.
Yeah, he's gonna have to hit the podium and then exit stage left.
Yeah.
Immediately after. Let's talk about Pittsburgh versus Baltimore though.
Yeah.
Another AFC North classic right here. Another AFC North classic. These games always come down to the very end with Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Like, yes, Baltimore handed them their ass last time they played, which was a couple weeks ago. But listen, man, this is playoff football. And this playoff divisional football at that. Even though I think Baltimore is a way better team than Pittsburgh, I think it's going to be a very close divisional playoff matchup, period. Lamar is going to have to look, my indictment is out on the Ravens. A lot of people are saying Lamar MVP, Lamar MVP, Lamar MVP. No, he's not the MVP. Josh Allen is the MVP. Sorry. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. Lamar does the same thing every year, and the indictment's been out on him. And this is his time once again
to try and prove him wrong.
To try and prove me wrong about him in the playoffs. He cannot win more than one game in the playoffs, and he hasn't his whole career, but yet he has 2 MVPs. And people are arguing for a third.
Right.
And he's never gotten past the divisional round. And I know it's a regular season award, but I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
And now you pick up Derrick Henry. It's like, if you lose again.
No excuses, bro. No excuses. And if y'all lose to Pittsburgh, either this week or the Bills/Chargers or whoever the fuck you're going to have to play next week.
And I think that's part of it, too, is that, like, there is no, like, scapegoat here. You can't win one game and lose the next. It's Super Bowl or bust for the Ravens right now. Like, you have to go out and win it all. That's the only thing Lamar is missing to add, to his legacy, I think.
Or at least, like, the only way I'm giving Lamar a pass this playoffs is if he goes to the AFC Championship and loses a fucking heartbreaking dagger, game-winning drive to Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen.
But even then, how many times have we seen that with Josh Allen, to which he gets discredited for it, right? Like, it then doesn't matter because you didn't win it all.
Right.
So it's like, if we're going to hold Josh to that standard, I feel like we have to hold Lamar to that same one. Like, I don't care about all the shootouts with Patrick Mahomes. That's all good and great, but you got to win the games in the end. Like, you got to find a way. The best do. The best ones do. So,
You're right.
I don't know.
You are right. Patrick Mahomes finds a way all the time.
So, they're -10. They're in Baltimore. It's all right there, except for the fact that the Ravens notoriously struggle with Pittsburgh's defense.
And in the playoffs. The Ravens do have the Steelers card, though. They do.
I think I'm taking the
I like the plus.
Yeah.
I like the plus. I definitely love the plus. I don't think the Ravens are going to cover, but I do think the Ravens are going to win, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So I would say, like, 27-20 Baltimore. 24-17 Baltimore.
Right.
Or along those lines.
Yeah. I don't think the Steelers are doing too much, unfortunately. I mean, it's a good story, the Russell Wilson comeback, but nah, I definitely...
Team's just not good enough, man.
Right. I have Baltimore, but I think they lose the next round in the divisional.
Right. I agree. Okay. Do we want to split up, like, the wild card topics and talk more storylines, or do you want to just finish out the wild card topics?
Doesn't matter to me. You can take it whichever way you want to, whatever you're feeling like. I mean, what storyline did you have in mind?
I wanted to talk about the Fox Sports drama.
Go ahead.
So, a lot of freak shit has been going down in the Fox Sports family. There's been a lawsuit been filed by a female
employee,
ex-employee of Fox Sports, and she claims that number one, Skip Bayless offered her $1.5 million for the pussy.
Crazy.
Number one is crazy. Number two, that she denied.
Also crazy.
$1.5 million to get fucked, which is crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, I understand the Skip Bayless pause,
right,
but like
what is it gonna be? 3 minutes, right? Like, we're talking Skip here. This ain't like, look, this ain't. You're not Michelle. You're not the Michelle getting Shannon here. Going on live. This is Skip Bayless.
That whole sports network is messy, man.
Bro.
Fox. I forgot about that Shannon shit too.
Right.
Like, also in the lawsuit, it claims that Joy Taylor fucked her way to the top by fucking multiple Fox Sports
personalities,
not
executives.
Executives, one older white guy executives, and personalities like Emmanuel Aiko.
Yeah,
that's some nasty shit right there, man. I don't know. Look, the real disturbing part for me personally, the real disturbing part of the whole Joy Taylor situation is that she said in the lawsuit, the lady that claimed the lawsuit, is that Joy Taylor told her that she has more power than the executives, because if the executives were to leak that they had sex with Joy Taylor, she would claim rape. And that is the problem with this whole lawsuit. I don't have a problem with Joy Taylor having sex with her superiors to get in a better position. I have a problem with her having sex with an executive and using it as blackmail and saying, hey, if this ever leaks, if this ever gets out that we had sex, I'm yelling rape. I'm calling rape out.
Right.
And that's bad. That's crazy work. Women deserve jail time for false claims, bro.
Yeah.
You deserve jail. Like, I personally believe,
I lost all respect.
if you claim rape on another man and you don't have the sufficient evidence And honestly, if the evidence shows otherwise that he
Right.
did not rape her,
Right.
that said woman, that woman deserves the exact same jail time
That he would have gotten.
that the man would have gotten for being guilty of rape. And now she didn't. Now, this is all allegations at the end of the day. This lady could be just mad and just trying to run up a bag. But why go all the way out of your way and say something like that if it's not true?
Right.
About Joy Taylor, at least. The skip claims could be false, you know what I'm saying? But, like,
It's really tough.
that's hard to not believe, though. That sounds very real.
On
You know?
brand. Unfortunately, on brand for Skip. Is that what we're... I mean, no.
It sounds very real.
Right. It's disgusting because, like we said in the group chat, like, it paints a really bad picture then for the Taylor Rooks, the Monica McNutts, you know, the Ashley Mosses of the world that are out here doing, you know, good reporting jobs and are out here being representations of women in sports. And now you have somebody like Joy Taylor that, I hate to say it, but she might ruin it for a lot of women that are on the up and up because there's going to be a lot of, like, people aren't going to want, it's a reason now not to, right? And, like, unfortunately, as a woman, you are already fighting an uphill battle trying to get into sports media.
Right. It's a male-dominated field.
There's a reason. You just, like, Joy gave them a reason to not hire you.
Right, right. And on top of that, you know, the whole ESPN Molly situation is, like, interesting too with Stephen A. and Jalen Rose and all that too. Like,
it's always been
and
weird.
she got LeVar Ball up the fuck up out of there.
Right,
remember,
right.
like, there's multiple things that's been going on with, like, female personalities in the sports media world that has been very weird.
Yep.
A lot of weird situations. A lot of you have to fuck to get to the top. And
Listen,
like,
we knew it, like, you know it happens, but this is just getting nuts.
well, you got to think about it, Matt. In the entertainment industry in general, a lot of us tend to forget that sports media falls under entertainment media.
Right. It's Hollywood.
It's Hollywood at the end of the day. Rappers, actors, all that fall under the same umbrella. And all the women in these fields usually do this to get to where they are. Not all of them. I'm not saying that, but a lot of female rappers fuck for their deal. Am I wrong or am I right? A lot of R&B singer women have to sleep with executives in order for their project to get pushed the way it should be pushed to the public. You understand what I'm trying to say? A lot of wild shit has to go down as a man as well. A lot of weird shit goes down in Hollywood. And people forget that sports media is very much Hollywood as well.
Absolutely.
Very, very, very much Hollywood. We're talking ESPN, which is owned by Hollywood. We're talking Fox. We're talking CBS. NBC.
Right.
TNT.
We're on Netflix now.
Netflix, Prime.
Right.
We're talking about these are big dogs. This is Hollywood we're talking about.
Right.
And you don't think these people aren't doing weird shit to get to where they are right now? You got the game fucked up if you don't.
Yeah.
If you don't.
Literally.
But to claim rape, if it leaks, it's fucking crazy. I'm sorry, Joy. I can't respect that.
Right.
I can't respect that. If true, I cannot respect that. I cannot. But you know, that's the game.
Deb said he'd be throwing it left and right if it got him promoted at Walmart, let alone a big-time sports network.
This is a sick Negro.
Yeah, but hey, listen, it's facts though, right? Like it's facts.
Yo, man, listen.
And she had an opportunity for this other woman, 1.5 M's,
And she turned it down.
right?
That's crazy.
That's almost as stupid as John Mara being too prideful to tank. Like, come on, sometimes you got to put it to the side and get yourself a winner.
Yeah.
And that 1.5 M wire would have hit.
Hit like San Quinn, boy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But you know that's how it goes. Let's talk also about Tyreek Hill wanting out of Miami. I think he's absolutely tired of the bullshit.
Yep. They just stink.
One, do you blame Tyreek Hill? And two, where do you think Tyreek Hill goes?
I do think Tyreek is a bit of a, like, antagonist in it, right? Like, Tyreek Hill definitely instigates a lot that goes on. But at the same time, Miami is, like, not it, man. Like, they just can't figure it out. Is that due to Tua being a vegetable? Partially. Is that due to Mike McDaniel probably not being a head coach worthy head coach? Potentially. I don't
Potentially, because I like Mike McDaniel still. I don't care.
I like him, but I don't think he could be a head coach. I think as an assistant, he was great, but I think that's as far as it could get him. I need to see him with another quarterback. That's the thing. And now, unfortunately, that whole window is gone. Everything's gone.
The whole window's shot.
Right.
It sucks because the Tua injuries really derailed everything.
Right.
In Miami. In my honest, humble opinion. If Tua never would have got a concussion, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now, I don't think. I think Miami would be in the playoffs right now. I think it would be lit. But that's not where we're at right now. Tua's always hurt. And I just don't fathom how Miami didn't get a competent backup. Knowing that Tua is as badly injury prone as he is. You understand what I'm saying? You know he's one hit away from retirement. You know he's one hit away from turning into a vegetable. Why do you have Skylar Thompson as your backup?
Right.
What are we doing here?
Steve says he tried to prove he could win without the Chiefs, and yeah, he failed ultimately.
Ultimately, it worked at first, though.
But, like, what are the odds that it's actually that was actually going to work out?
So,
Like,
do I blame Tyreek? No, but at the same time, it seems like once he senses even a little scent of
some BS
some bullshit, he's out.
Right.
And, a real franchise player doesn't do that.
Right.
They stick with it and they rock with it. I think Tyreek Hill might be out of his prime, too. And that's going to be the indictment going forward for Tyreek. Wherever he goes, he better turn the fuck up.
Now, who do you think is going to be in the market for a guy like this?
So, what I've thought about it the past day, since yesterday, since he said he wants out in his locker room press, I think the best fit, I have two really good fits for him. I think the best fit is the Washington Commanders. Him, Terry, Hill, Brian Robinson, Zach Ertz, Jaden Daniels. That would be a very dangerous offense in the NFC East.
Why did they trade Jahan Dotson?
I don't know.
Bro,
I can't believe they did that.
Went crazy.
I can't believe they. I can't believe the Redskins. I can't believe the Commanders did that. I can't believe it.
They sold bag on that one.
They sold a big bag. But I think they can redeem that by getting Tyreek Hill. In another place, potentially the Chargers.
Chargers is very intriguing.
Chargers is intriguing because you have Lad McConkey, you have Quentin Johnson. Quentin Johnson actually stepped it the fuck up this year. He was being really ridiculed the past.
Right, last season with his drops. But
yeah, but he got it together.
No, he's been doing his
But
thing.
I think them three together, McConkey, Johnson with Hill, with Herbert, with Dobbins, that's a banger, bro.
You want to know what I even thought about?
What?
Denver, bro.
Denver would be great.
Bro.
Denver would be nice,
I'm a Bo
bro.
Nix believer. Dev, I like the kid.
I am now a Bo Nix believer. I was not a Bo Nix believer.
I wouldn't say I was huge on him, but I wasn't like as against him. As
I was a Bo
people
Nix
were.
hater coming out the draft.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was a Bo Nix hater
What
because
made you hate Bo Nix?
how he played in Auburn before he went to Oregon.
Okay.
He did not play good with Auburn, in my opinion. He played great at Oregon, but I was like, maybe I think it's the team around him in the system, this, that, and the third. But I really think he showed his ass. I really think he showed up and showed out, and he's under the right system with the right guys around him, But wherever Tyreek Hill does go, whether it's Washington, Chargers, Broncos, maybe even back to the Chiefs, you never know. He better turn that shit the fuck up because he'll have indictments against him. What should we talk about next?
I said it's his career on the line.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in and out, Tyreek Hill, when it comes to his, this year he's been talking about retiring. He's had, 4 kids in the past year? 5 kids in the past year? Maybe he wants to be a family man. You know?
Family man Tyreek Hill is crazy. Can't lie. But
I don't know. Maybe he wants to just do his speed camps.
yeah, I mean,
And he
shit,
makes bank off of it. You know?
Retarded money. But all right, what do you got up next for me?
Oh, Jamir. Jamir's on the line. Hold on. What, Jamir?
What's good, my nigga?
We live right now.
I know, I'm in the line. Hey, yo, everybody, the Ravens go to the bowl this year. Fuck with this. Fuck Josh Allen, bitch ass nigga. All right, now fuck with you.
What's the score? What's the score against Pittsburgh? What's the score?
31-21.
31-21. Yeah, I like that. All right.
R.I.P. Andy, man.
R.I.P. to Andy. Shout out to Jamir. Yes, sir. He said 31-21. I like that though. That's actually covering the spread. So I don't know. I mean, you know he was coming in with his bullshit. He said, "Fuck Josh Allen, pussy ass nigga." Man, listen. Like I said, the Ravens better do something, or I'm gonna be the one that talks about Lamar Jackson. I know the group has been yapping about Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. I've stayed out the conversation. But if Lamar Jackson doesn't make it to at least the AFC Championship game, I promise you I'm going to be the one that's talking about Lamar Jackson next.
Right.
I promise you that.
You can only
I promise you
by
that.
for so long.
I promise you that. I'm going to be the one talking about him. I love Lamar Jackson. I think he's an amazing athlete. I think he's an amazing quarterback. But he cannot, he has not. I don't mean cannot. He has not made it past the second round of the playoffs.
Right.
He's very similar to Joel Embiid.
That's crazy.
Whew, damn.
Oh, man.
Isn't that such a comparison, though? Except for the injury? Except for the injury parts.
That's crazy.
Two players that ball the fuck out in the regular season, but once that playoff time comes through and their fans cry for the MVP, cry. He has to win the MVP. He has to win the MVP. But once them playoffs come around, it's crickets. It's fucking crickets. So we'll see. We'll see. I hope the Ravens and Lamar Jackson do it. I'm actually rooting for you guys, but if you don't make it to where y'all supposed to make it to, I'm going to be talking shit. I promise you.
Right.
I will. All right, let's talk about Washington versus Tampa Bay.
Listen, man.
Washington versus Tampa Bay. Honestly, I got the Commanders, bro.
It's a dogfight.
It's gonna be a dogfight. It's probably gonna be one of the best games of the weekend.
And I never thought I'd be rooting for an NFC East team, but I like Jaden Daniels enough to where I want them to win.
And I dislike Baker Mayfield enough.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Baker Mayfield hater ever since he talked shit about Daniel Jones.
Right.
And he did the one dance in training camp with the Browns, and he ruined OBJ's prime as well.
He did ruin
So
OBJ's
I mean,
prime.
there's a lot of
And he
things
just
where
made
I
fun of
hate.
Tommy DeVito for no reason a few weeks ago.
I've been hating on Baker Mayfield, but he's proved me wrong over time. But I do think Jaden Daniels is the superior quarterback. I really do.
I agree.
A lot of people have been talking shit about Mike Evans as well.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of shit
But I
talk
think it's
about
also
Michael
because
Evans.
People, like, the only reason I wasn't even talking shit on Mike Evans yesterday. I've seen claims calling him a top 10 wide receiver ever. Man, I don't know. Like, look, bro, it took
Maybe though.
It took them
Maybe
adding
though.
an extra week for him to get 1,000 yards this season. You know, like there are some asterisks when it comes.
So
down
like,
to
can we talk about that subject really quick, Matt?
Go ahead.
All these records are being broken this year, right? And it's because of the extra game. Malik Neighbors. I'll even put Malik Neighbors up there.
Right.
Had the most receptions
By a rookie.
as a rookie wide receiver ever. But it's 17 games, but he missed like 3 games. So honestly, it's all good. Even Saquon Barkley could have broke the record if he would have played against the Giants. But people were saying before that, the 17 games. So like, when do these like records actually matter? If we keep adding games to this regular season,
Right.
do these records really actually matter?
It's tough because
I don't think I think the record book should reset.
Right.
If they add more games onto the
you
year,
adjust the schedule, like, yeah.
I think the record should reset, and those records should be etched in stone forever.
Right.
Like Eric Dickerson's record should be etched in stone forever,
Right.
in my opinion. Once that 18th game came in.
Right.
You understand what I'm trying to say? That's my personal opinion. But, like, there's eventually every record's going to be broken because of that extra game.
Jamir says, I think they matter always. The new records got broken because of extra game.
Yeah, I know. And O.J. Simpson's record should be etched in stone, too. Before Eric, because O.J. Simpson did his in 13 games. Eric Dickerson did his in 15 games, I want to say. And now Saquon had a chance to do it in 17. He almost had it at 16. I think all these records should be etched in stone and shouldn't be broke, and it should just be a new, fresh set of records every time they add a game on to the fucking regular season, in my opinion. And if they added more playoff games, same thing with playoff records. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But Washington versus Tampa Bay, honestly, I got Washington. Even the only thing that scares me with Washington is their inexperience in playoff.
And the defense is a little scarce to me.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to let Bucky Irvin get going.
Yo, Bucky Irvin's fucking tough.
Bucky's a stud.
He's tough.
Bucky's a stud.
Them boys is tough. Look, the Buccaneers are no slouches, but they struggled against the Saints last week.
Right.
I mean, the week that just happened. They absolutely struggled. The Falcons almost made the playoffs if they would have beat the fucking Panthers. And I think the Bucs barely got off with the W against the Saints. They struggled big time.
That's fucking
And they cared more about Mike Evans' record than they did actually making the fucking playoffs, which is blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
But I like Washington in a close one. Win by 2 or 3 points.
Yeah, but Bucks -3 is crazy to me, so I'm gonna hammer the spread on that one.
I like +3 Washington.
Money line at that point.
Who's home?
Bucks.
Bucks.
That's the only reason.
That's why then it's even.
Right.
Because Vegas always gives -3
to the home team.
to the home. So it's really an even matchup.
Yeah,
as it gets.
I'm going Washington.
I like Washington +3. 100%. All right.
Vikes Rams.
Vikes Rams.
Sam Darnold comes into LA as a fucking favorite in a playoff game, bro. Sam Darnold,
Amazing.
who was just essentially out of the league
Damn near.
not too long ago,
Damn near.
was seeing ghosts in New York.
Yeah.
And now here he is. I mean, we got to give him some flowers. That's
And Kevin O'Connell.
comeback player of the year.
And Brian Flores.
Yeah, definitely.
I like Brian Flores, by the way.
So, are you riding with Sammy D and the Vikes?
I am.
You are?
I am.
-1.5?
It's -1.5?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Sounds like a trap to me, bucko. Sounds like a trap to me. Sounds like the NFL is setting motherfuckers up. Sounds like Minnesota's always struggled in the playoffs, bro. Even with Kirk Cousins there, they've been struggling. I might just have an upset alert. Rams over the Vikings. I don't care. Rams over the Vikings. Rams money line. -1.5? That's a setup, bro. That's a fucking setup. That's a trap game, y'all. I'm calling trap game now. I'm calling it right now. I got the Rams. I got the Rams. They got the experience.
Yeah.
The Vikings don't.
Definitely.
They don't have the experience.
I want to see the Vikings win. I like Sam Darnold. I like Jordan Addison. I like Justin Jefferson. I even like, Aaron Jones. Like, great running back, in my opinion. Very undervalued when it came to his free agency. I don't see a scenario where Matt Stafford loses this game, though.
And we always
Stafford,
forget about Staffy,
bro.
man. This is what he does,
He
man.
was
This
in
play,
trade talks.
this is what he does. McVay, Stafford, this is what they do.
Yeah.
Wait, is Kyron Williams good?
Kyron Williams, yeah.
He's good to go, right? Cup, Puka, what's going on with them? Is there injuries or something? Like, what's going on?
I mean, the thing is, like, the defense stinks.
The defense absolutely stinks.
They stink.
All right.
So it all depends, like, how much can you contain Justin Jefferson? Can you slow down Sam Darnold in the deep ball? Because that's really what it's been. Sam Darnold is just picking teams apart. It's actually kind of crazy.
The Vikings should win this game, guys. But I'm calling Vegas trap. I'm calling it right now. -1.5 is crazy. That sounds like a setup. Vikings are not good in playoffs. You saw what the Giants did to them 2 years ago.
Yeah, Blake Corum is out. But
You saw what
Pirates
Daniel fucking Jones
laced
did
him
to
up.
them.
Laced him up with Isaiah Hodgins, wide receiver 1.
Like, what? They're not good in the playoffs. Kirk Cousins, Vikings were not good in the playoffs. I think this is going to be maybe the same thing. And the Rams, this is what they do. They love the playoffs. This is what the fuck they do.
Byron says the over for this game. I think so. 47
I
and a
like
half.
it. I like it.
I think
I do.
This is the time where they hit an over. Definitely. I could see this being like a 28-32 type game. I think this is going to be a shootout.
Yeah, I like 31-28 Rams. 31-28 Rams. That's my score. Lock it in. And shout out to my boy Dev. Bills versus Broncos.
Next up,
he
he did
bro.
say he dropped a comment about this game. He said
It's gonna
he's
be a
going to
game,
there.
bro. It's gonna be a game, Dev. Are you still there?
Yeah, he said Buffalo bound Sunday morning. In no way, shape, or form saying we're gonna win, but they better not leave the door open.
You gonna be at the game,
Denver
Dev?
is playing
Awesome.
with house money. They are.
They have nothing to lose, man.
Don't let Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton start getting a little Sutton going. That's it. Because Buffalo defense is not what it used to be by any means. And I'm a big Cortland Sutton guy. I think he's just been waiting to have a quarterback that could get him the ball. So, listen, man. Listen.
Anything can happen.
Anything.
Anything can happen, man.
I don't know.
Listen, I love the Bills, honestly, to go to the Super Bowl. I think they're the best team in the AFC. I think they're better than the Chiefs. I think they're better than the Ravens. But the Broncos are the sleeper team. The Broncos are the sleeper team in the AFC, man. And they can upset somebody, and that could be the Bills. That could happen. It can happen. I'm not saying you guys are going to win either, Dev. But I do like the Bills at home. I really do. That's a different type of environment in January. Bills, those fans are going to be fucking going crazy. Could fuck around in snow. And don't get me wrong, Denver is just damn near as cold as Buffalo. But that stadium and that environment for an inexperienced team, you guys are inexperienced. Bo Nix has never been in a playoff situation.
Right.
You know, I just can't see y'all coming away with the victory. I'm going to be rooting for you guys.
Me as well.
I hope you guys win, and I'm sure it's going to be a great game to be at and a great environment, but I definitely see Buffalo winning this game in a close one, though.
Right.
In a close one.
The
I
spread's
think
8.5.
I think Denver covers.
I think so, too.
Denver covers that.
I think it might be a 5-point game.
4 even. Yeah, I think a 4-point, 5-point, 3, anywhere to 3 to 5 point game. I think the Bills still win, though, unfortunately.
GG's.
And last game, wild card recap or wild card preview is the Chargers versus the Texans.
I'm disappointed in the Texans even being a wild card team.
Yeah, I can't believe they made it. They did not deserve to make the playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They did not deserve it. They did not play up to expectations. And I'm going to tell you what happened with the Texans this year. C.J. Stroud did not lock the fuck in this offseason.
He was out here playing
C.J.
footsies with
Stroud,
Micah Parsons.
he
the whole
wanted to
time.
be BFFs with Micah Parsons, go on a podcast world tour, do all this content creation fuck shit instead of locking the fuck in.
And everybody got the film on him after year one. And he didn't change his game at all.
Nothing, bro.
Yep.
Nothing. They brought in Joe Mixon. I'm thinking they brought in Diggs. I'm thinking they're going to be fucking
Bro,
electric.
Joe Mixon in a state with open carry, everything was right there for you. Everything was right
Yo.
there. No, But realistically, you had the whole team. Like, sure, the Tank Dell injury sucks. Nico Collins was out a few games here and there, but right, like Deb says right here, Stroud was Hollywood all summer.
All
bro.
summer he was Hollywood, bro.
Yeah,
and
he was
then
with Michael Rubin and all, like at the white parties. And
right,
shit.
he's
like,
at the all-white party.
Come on.
He's
on a world tour.
Come on, bro. You're supposed to lock the fuck in, especially after
Hanging
your
with
rookie.
Amber Rose. Oh my God,
man. He left the club with Amber
Amber
Rose. Like,
That's
bro,
crazy, bro.
you think you're going to win NFL games doing that shit every offseason? I don't think so, bro. I don't fucking think so. While you're out there partying, doing fucking podcasts and content with Micah Parsons, fucking Amber Rose, and doing all this weird shit with Mike Rubin and them, these NFL defensive coordinators and defensive backs were
Cooking up
running
a scheme
fucking
on your ass.
film on that ass.
Yeah. That
You
shit's
understand what I'm
dangerous.
saying? And it backfired on them big time. So with that being said, you know who wasn't in the spotlight? You know who was? Lock the fuck in. Jay Herbo.
Yeah.
Justin fucking Herbert.
No Keenan, no problem.
J.K. Dobbins. He had a chip on his shoulder.
J.K. Dobbins.
I can tell you that fucking much.
Great.
Lad McConkey, he was locked in. And guess who else was locked in? Quentin fucking Johnson.
Right.
Catching balls now. They're nothing
No
to fucking
Joy
fuck
Taylor.
with. Chargers are nothing to fuck with. You better not play around with them. I think the Chargers win this game. And I think they cover spread. I don't know what the spread is. What's the spread?
Chargers are favored by 2.5.
Chargers cover.
In Houston.
Chargers cover in Houston. And whoever has to play them next, Ravens. Ravens. You better not fucking sleep on Jay Herbo.
Yeah.
I know y'all beat him in the fucking in the regular season, but you better not sleep.
Yeah.
You better not sleep in the playoffs, bro.
This feels like it's
You better
time-
not.
This feels like the time when Justin Herbert finally gets that redemption that he's been looking for. Finally steps up, and we see him really like that Mamba mentality. Because we've always said he's a great quarterback, but he hasn't had that dog in him. I think this is the game where he kind of puts C.J. Stroud in his place with this.
I think Dobbins really
Goes
changed a
crazy.
lot of culture
Yeah.
in that Chargers locker room
Yeah.
because Dobbins really has that dog in him.
No,
And he was coming off of multiple
ACLs, bro.
multiple
Yeah.
ACLs. He had a big chip on his shoulder, and he made motherfuckers lock in. And Mike Williams left. That was, honestly, that was good for the Chargers. Addition by subtraction, right there.
Yeah.
Even Keenan Allen gone. I think that helped the Chargers,
Right. No.
culture-wise.
No, I'd
Culture-wise,
agree.
because both of those guys was always hurt, always pit-patting around. They were excellent athletes.
Jameer says that the Ravens would play Buffalo if they win, and Ed then said, "You don't watch ball."
Who gives a fuck what Ed has to say? I don't give a
Nah,
goddamn.
Listen, at the end of the day, we know that after that game against the Jags, I mean, it was tough. It was a tough one to deal with.
That was a reality.
Yeah.
That was a dose of
Bro,
reality
that
for them,
puts your
though.
whole career in perspective at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And he hasn't been back since.
no.
But Lad McConkey is a great,
Lad McConkey's dog.
great,
J.K.
great
Dobbins
piece.
It's between
Great
him
pieces
and,
got added. Eckler was a
Sammy
great
D.
loss for them, too, honestly.
No, this-
Eckler looked like he fucking was 45 years old last year.
Right.
He's doing good on the
He was on the
Commanders right
team.
now as a backup.
Right.
But they brought it. I really thought they had addition by subtraction this year.
Dev says the culture changed first with John Harbaugh.
Yeah, that too.
I'd credit John Harbaugh some.
Harbaugh is doing his thing out there too.
It is.
He's doing this, and I think they have a whole different. It's a whole different bag out there this year, and I'm excited to watch the Chargers. I think they might smack the fuck out of Houston. I just saw Devin post that in the chat. I agree. I think the Chargers can beat them by 10 plus.
Handily? Oof.
10 plus.
Oof.
No bullshit. No funny shit. That's probably where, if I'm gonna bet this weekend, it's probably
Right,
gonna go in the
Devin,
Chargers.
that's the thing is that they were relying so much on Herbert to throw them into wins, literally throwing the ball 45, 50 times a game. There's a time last season I think he threw like 62 passes in a game, and that was just
That's
like,
crazy.
unreal,
That's
bro.
that's
Like
OD.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. So now they got Dobbins. I mean, and J.K. Dobbins, somebody that a lot of people were writing off after his stint in Baltimore, the injuries. It's hard to come back from what was it, an ACL and Achilles, or was it double ACL? Like, it was something really. He went through it. And yeah, he had the Greg Roman offense, so that made him probably look even worse in Baltimore. And now he's with the Chargers, and it's a rejuvenated career. So it's a feel-good story and a redemption story. The Chargers seemingly have all of it, like those types of storylines in their favor, whereas CJ Stroud, like you said, Hollywood with Amber Rose partying.
You know, CJ
who
Stroud
knows?
reminds me of
Joy
like
Taylor.
no,
Oh.
Paul.
My bad.
It's gonna be pause regardless because I'm gonna say Angel Reese because she was very Hollywood
Right.
and fell the fuck off. I feel like as well. Like you can't. Like I understand it's a tempting lifestyle. It's a fun lifestyle. You're always in front of the cameras. You're always getting these brand deals. You're getting more and more money. The more attention you get, yada yada yada. But you always got to tap back into the foundation as to why you got there in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You got to tap into your professional, actual sports career.
Right.
The Hollywood will come with that, as long as you're good. But, like, if you're going to go Hollywood way too early in your career, like after your rookie season, or even right when you get drafted, like Angel Reese did, it's going to show in your gameplay when you reach the next level.
Right.
Or even the next year after your rookie year. I'm telling you.
Tyrese says, bro, I think it was a Tyrese quote that said, like, yo, the club always going to be there, the women always going to be there, but you only have a set amount of years that you're in your prime. And to see CJ Stroud fumbling a sophomore season in the way that he has is definitely disappointing.
I think he learned a lesson. I think CJ Stroud will have a bounce back year next year, though.
I agree.
I think so. I really think so. He's going to have all those guys back. I think he learned his lesson. I think he got his shit out the way. He had his fun. I think he locks in. But if I see him on podcasts with Micah Parsons this summer, I'm going to write him off.
Right.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
But for right
if he's
now-
podcasting and shit, I've always told you, Matt, I hate active professional players
In-season
podcasting.
podcasting.
In-season podcasting. I hate it with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. I'm sorry. I don't care.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it. Hate it. I hate it with Patrick Beverly. I hate it with Paul George.
Draymond.
I hate it with Draymond.
Right.
I hate all that shit. That shit is whack. I hate it with Aaron Rodgers when he was on Pat McAfee.
Right.
I hate that shit. And it affects their gameplay. It really, truly does. Because not only are they giving up the inside scoop on their teammates, they're giving up little gems of their game plan, of their
Right.
upcoming game plan.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers being on Pat McAfee.
Of
when
their
they were fucking
mindsets.
with 12 losses, 13 losses.
What
to
are we
their name is
doing?
just disgusting work.
If I was a head coach of a team, I would ban all podcasting from active players. And
Right.
they could call me a stickler if they want,
And
but
you
it's
know
for the
what?
better, I promise.
I think another big thing is these same guys that are out here podcasting will then refuse to speak to the media after the games.
They want to talk on their own
On their own
terms.
terms.
And that backfires on them because they give up little gems. Like these players are watching this shit. These scouts, these coordinators and GMs are looking for the little gems on how they think
Small advantage,
during
bro.
that
It's a
game.
game of inches.
Oh, he thinks like this during this play. Interesting. So I know I'm gonna run this look at him next year or next time I play him. They would have never got that in a regular media interview. These tidbits, but
Right.
they're getting it in these podcasts.
Right.
Now.
'Cause they're
getting
openly-
They're
they're
so.
volunteering
They
to say
feel
it.
so comfortable.
Right.
They feel so close with whoever else they're talking to. It's not like they're talking to a media guy. They're talking to their best friend on the team, or
Right.
they're talking to Micah Parsons, who is his best friend in the NFL. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like
Yep.
they feel comfortable giving up these little tidbits. Fuck that, man. Fuck all that. And all right, we have one more topic, and then we'll get up out of here.
I might swerve in that corner.
Ooh.
That shit is hard.
Jello Ball, man,
Bro,
comes out
with a banger.
with a banger. Honestly, it's a great song.
Banger, man.
It's very nostalgic to 2000s rap.
You know what? He had the memes behind him and not against him.
Yes.
And that was it, bro. And I seen tweets. Dame's been doing this for a decade. Listen, bro.
Dame
no
didn't
got a
put
hit
out no
like this,
banger
bro.
like this.
Dame
Never.
paid for a Lil Wayne feature, and I bet you don't even remember what song that was.
No, I never listened to a Dame song in full.
Crazy, bro. But Jello, he got
That
it,
shit's
bro.
hard. That shit's hard. And you know what? God made sure that Jello didn't make the NBA. God made sure that he got in trouble in China to make sure that this happened.
We could get
Because
this
if
back.
Jello was playing professional right now,
We wouldn't get
this wouldn't be happening right now. And Jello would be very irrelevant as a professional player. He'd probably be overseas right now playing. I think he found his path to relevancy in rapping. I think he should continue to make this style of music,
big
this style
ball
of rap, this 2000-ish type of sound. I love it.
Jeezy-esque, like
Yeah, this is like
Nelly type of
NFL Street soundtrack type of vibe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Grand Theft Auto,
I wanna
San
watch some
Andreas
AI
type of
highlights
vibe.
of that,
You know,
Yeah.
this is N1 mixtape type of vibe. You know,
Yo, Escalade like highlights to that song would go crazy.
we'll go crazy. You
Crazy.
know,
What artist gets on the remix? I've heard AI, like people putting AI on it.
what,
of, like,
Allen
Young Boy.
Iverson?
No, like artificial intelligence of.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
I was like,
that would
no.
be crazy. I've heard people putting AI like Young Boy verse on that, and it sounded good. I also saw an AI
No, it has-
Boosie on it, and that wasn't that good. So I don't know.
I would like T.I. on that maybe.
Ti could be tough.
T.I. would work on that. Slim Thug, 8 Ball, MJG, like real down south 2000s type of sound guys, you know? I don't know.
It's funny, but now they got one, man. Congratulations.
Shout
Got one.
out to the Ball brothers. Does that make him already more relevant than Lonzo?
Well, Dev commented it. I'm pretty sure Lonzo wrote the lyrics.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That makes it even better.
Yeah, he put Lonzo Ball lyricist, and I did see that a couple other places that like this was a Ball brother production.
Okay, this is like a whole
Oh yeah,
production.
listen, bro. They
Okay.
don't play around. They don't play around.
I love that for that family, man. I love the Ball family for how they stick together and really try and strive with their talent. You know,
Hell yeah, bro.
I love LeVar. I love him as a black dad. You know,
Oh, he's goated.
Always going hard for his kids, man. I love that shit. And you know, the media tries to ridicule it, but like when they usually, you know, the media loves the narrative like, oh, like during draft day. Oh, this guy grew up without a dad. His dad was a crackhead. His dad was a
Right.
was a felon, a convicted felon that was in jail for his whole upbringing. They love that to run with that fucking storyline. So when they actually see a black dad actually going hard for his fucking kids,
I mean, they
they hate that shit, man. They hate that shit. They tried to get LeVar Ball the fuck up out of there. They really hated when they created their own shoe line and own brand. They were not fucking with LeVar Ball because of that.
Yeah.
But really, truly, as the black community in sports media, we should have really uplifted the whole Ball family, including LeVar, during that time.
I met LeVar
I swear.
2019, I think it was. He was like the Ball brothers and all them were like the first real athletes that I got to like have an encounter with. Just mad cool, bro. Like just super down to earth. Like LeVar asked me a ton of questions, like personal questions about, you know, my life and stuff, and he didn't have to. You know, it was a meet and greet. Like there was no reason why he had to do that. But
Good
incredible,
people.
like good, like you said, it's wholesome stuff, and people don't want to see them win, and the media's gonna try and hate on it. But no, I mean, swerve around that corner.
Whoa.
You know?
And Lonzo actually previewed another song
And that
in the
shit-
locker room, and that shit smacked too. I forgot how it went.
The Bulls beat the Knicks, but whatever.
It was right after they beat the Knicks,
It was
actually.
that game.
Yeah, it was that game. Yeah, but honestly, I think
That's gonna wrap us.
That's gonna wrap it
hour
up.
10. That's a good little epi.
good episode, man. This episode was for Andy B. I love you, dog.
Love you, brother.
And we'll see you in another life. And we'll see y'all next episode.
Yep.
You heard Mo Sports TV. We're out of here.